Banks are fine, nothing to see here. That's the subject of the BitBoy rant. Bank collapses, government interventions, legislation and regulations quickly doctored to make it look like there was nothing to see there. No financial collapse on the brink, Mr. Chancellor. We swear. Sounds a lot like our past, right? Well, it may also be our future. 2008 financial crisis was a long time ago. When we talk about major financial collapses, that's what most of us usually think of is the closest financial disaster that affected the most of us. But go back to the more recent past. Know it or not, we actually have more debt today than we did when things collapsed in 2008. Silicon Valley Bank, Silvergate, Signature Bank, and several others, well, they got destroyed last summer. And people were warning everyone to get out of the small to medium banks. And now, without triggering a bank run, I'm imploring you to consider where your money is. And no, I'm not telling you to get out of cash and into crypto. Even though, in reality, it actually makes sense for most people to wait until after the halving pullback anyways, but I digress. But nope, this is about showing you the truth of what is happening with our financial structures right now in our government. So let me pull the curtain back just a little bit so you can see the light. Let me tell you guys a secret government program that you've never heard of. It's called the BTFP, or the Bank Term Funding Program, or also, as I affectionately refer to the acronym, by the effing porticos. That'll make sense in a second. So here's the thing. BTFP just ended on March 11, 2024. It ran for only 1 year and was not extended. This is crazy, y'all. The BFTP was established to basically do short-term bailouts for failed banks. Now it's over, and this changes everything. Remember, manufacture, solve, monetize. The government created its own financial crisis last year with the banks, and of course, looped crypto into it, fit their narrative. But they created a crisis to solve and then change things afterwards. These guys are good. Jerome Powell, of course, is the face of all this. Now, at the same time, the BFTP ends, we have a hero who appears, porticos. No, I'm not talking about a shipping import and export depot in a city called Coast. This is a capital group ran by Tom Naratil, a former UBS president, and Manuel Sanchez Rodriguez, a BBVA bank executive, CEO of Compass Bank, board director of Fannie Mae, et cetera, the usual guys. So what was porticos approved to do? Now watch this. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell has already approved porticos and a blank check company to protect them and insulate them from these backroom moves the public is unaware of. So what is a blank check company? Well, it's a shell company that's done no business but is set up to buy another company. In this case, it's going to be a future failed bank. Like, basically, porticos is a trap for some poor bank out there, but no one knows because the Fed has protected them. This is not the usual bank run scam, but more like a twist on an old favorite. You see, the Fed is going to make sure small to medium-sized banks start feeling pressure and a few collapse. Watch this summer, just like last year, as panic ensues. Now, here's where things get even crazier and you see the scam play out in real time. This move is unprecedented by the Fed. Why? They've only ever approved other banks to buy banks, the FDIC. But with porticos installed and the Fed protected by the blank check company and public unawareness, now for the first time in modern history, a private company, porticos, is in position to buy all of a failed bank's assets. Wow, thanks to high heavens. Another time we can get into more of how all this works, but know this. Jerome Powell and the Fed have positioned themselves to already bail out banks so they can start unloading mortgage debt mostly stored in small banks, unsurprisingly. They already have their chosen suitor to bail out the first failed bank. Wow, Jerome Powell, the Fed, porticos. A hero appears. And that is the BitBoy rant.